The Tourism Minister, Patricia De Lille, is in the eye of a political storm following her decision earlier this week to dissolve the board of South African Tourism, SAT. The decision has drawn the ire of the dismissed board members, some of them, several industry players, as well as the organization Undoing Tax Abuse. At the heart of the minister's decision is what she says was an unauthorized board meeting without a duly appointed chair, which is said to have been held on the 1st of August this year. However, some of the dismissed board members have already disputed this purported meeting, saying it never happened, and therefore the minister's reasons for the dissolution are based on factual inaccuracies. So let's make sense of what the minister's thinking is around this dissolution of the board. Minister Patricia De Lille's spokesperson, Aldrin Sampear, joins me this afternoon. Aldrin, good afternoon. Let's start with the reasons why the minister took this decision. Part of it, I was saying, has to do with a meeting that is said to have happened at the beginning of August, and some of the now dismissed board members coming out and saying that that meeting simply did not take place.
Yeah. Good afternoon to Lasizwe, and good afternoon to your audience as well. Well, the information at the disposal of the minister that the minister has received is that there was a meeting that was held by the board members which led to the round-robin resolution, which was adopted, and amongst that resolution is, of course, that Lawson Naidoo be appointed as the representative of the board. Now, if you look at the tourism legislation, it does make provision for a resolution, and as an example, to be taken even without a meeting taking place. So the round-robin resolution would be that one in particular in this case. Now, Section 9, where's it now? I'm going to get that section for you quickly. Section 9.7.33 of the board charter states that a resolution that is a roundabout resolution must be implemented by the chairperson of the board. The legislation says here that resolution without a meeting, the board may adopt a meeting if at least a majority of the members in office at the time indicate their support for the resolution in accordance with the procedure previously established by the board. Now, the procedure that has been established by the board is that in the board charter, that a round-robin resolution must be implemented by a chairperson. Now, the board hasn't had a chairperson since the resignation of Professor Gregory Davids on the 31st. Then on the 1st, the board held a meeting that led to the round-robin resolution. And here's the other thing to Lasizwe, is that the board's argument has been that there's been urgent issues that they had to deal with. If that is the case, why didn't the board write to the minister and say, please appoint an acting chairperson urgently because of these urgent matters that we need to deal with? And it's on this basis that the minister had asked for representation from the board, why the board should not be dissolved, and she was not satisfied with the reasons that were given by the board, and has taken the decision to dissolve the board, and has now appointed a group of 6 members who will deal with the affairs of South African tourism up until the permanent board is appointed.
But here's the thing though, Aldrin, part of what you just said now includes that statement that says there was a meeting on the 1st of August. But, you know, if I quote the reporting of MoneyWeb, and I'm quoting verbatim here, Lawson Naidoo being quoted in that reporting, quote, that meeting she claims as a reason for dissolving the board never happened, end quote.
Yeah. And we've heard that we've heard that argument before. The reasons that they have put forward is that there was no board meeting that took place. But the information that was given to the minister and the disposal to the minister was that there was a meeting that took place that led to the round-robin resolution that was eventually taken to appoint Lawson Naidoo as the representative of the board. And again, where do the board get those powers from?
So are they misleading us, these board members, the now dismissed board members, when they say that meeting never took place?
Well, essentially, according to the minister and the information to the minister is that there was a meeting, and as such, it means that there is misleading that is taking place. And by the way, this wouldn't be the first time that there is this argument of a misleading by members of the board. The 4th of July, there was a meeting that took place with the minister as well as the board. In that meeting, the minister asked them about the SIU's report and implementing the SIU report on the Tottenham Hotspur's 1 billion rand deal. You may remember that. The board members claimed that they didn't receive the report. That was on the 4th of July. But the board chairperson then revealed that actually the report was shared with the members of the board.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be the first time that there is a contradiction in terms of what the board members are saying and what is at the disposal of the minister.
Is all of this, does all of this, Aldrin, have at its heart the minister's discontent with the decision to place the CEO of SA Tourism, Nombulelo Guliwe, on precautionary suspension? Is that not the issue at the heart? And if it is, why is that such a sore point and a pain point for the minister, given some of what has been said and found around the governance issues at SA Tourism, including, of course, that material irregularity of some 4.1 million rand found by the AG?
Yeah, and by the way, when we speak about the lack of governance at SAT, we mustn't divorce the board from this as well, because in that meeting of the 4th of July, I'll just quickly read you the caption of the board meeting, what is said right at the top. The minister opened the in-camera meeting noting the seriousness of governance lapses, unresolved grievances, and damaging impact of staff morale and board integrity. She emphasized the importance of procedural compliance and fairness. So now this is not the first time that this has been raised. Now let's get to the point about the minister trying to protect the CEO. In that meeting, the minister then raises the issue that in December 2024, there were grievances that came from the company secretary. The company secretary, by the way, who has now been suspended by the CEO because the board, in their letter to the CEO, said that it was retaliatory action that the CEO company secretary, and that's the reason that they felt that it was prudent, amongst other reasons, to put her on precautionary suspension. Now, it's December 2024. The minister then July the 4th meeting.
Yeah.
A grievance was lodged by the company secretary against the CEO. The failures that has been identified by the minister is that the grievance process was not activated in line with the SA tourism policy. There were breaches, including no written acknowledgement by the chair, no chair appointed for the grievances process, no formal communication to the full board, either by the chair or the company secretary. And the chair and the board, this is what the minister says, the chair and the board failed the employee by not initiating the process. Who is this employee? The employee is the company secretary who has lodged a grievance against the CEO. Now, from this excerpt, where does this indicate that this is a minister who's trying to protect the CEO? In this particular case, this is actually a minister who's saying that there's been a complaint that has been lodged against the CEO, and you as the board have failed to act on that complaint, and as such, you have also now disadvantaged the said employee. You failed the employee by not initiating the process.
All right, Aldrin, I'm pretty sure we'll have plenty of time to engage further on these issues, but for this afternoon, we have to leave it there. That's the Minister Patricia De Lille's spokesperson, Aldrin Sampear, weighing in on those issues.